Okay, Monday morning in the kingdom. Yes, Monday morning. Yes, we survived, but how'd you say? We don't care anymore. We've had no power for 18 days, so what's the difference if it's Monday, Sunday, or Wednesday? It's all the same. You wake up in the morning, you start the generator or the mini power source, and then you continue on your life all day. Unplugging cords, plugging in cords, unplugging cords, plugging in cords. So this morning we woke up to plus 10 Celsius, but it's a warm plus 10. And then on the yo-yo scale, plus 51 Fahrenheit. See, I told you it's warm. Yes. And we woke up to fog this morning. It's gently lifting off. You can see down there. Yes, fog is better than smoke. Yes, we like that. I'm not sure what we're going to do today because they're forecasting a slight chance of rain. Yeah, just like yesterday, it rained all day and I filled my water jugs again. Yes, the pails are full. And last night to heat up the house, we had the welder running. We only had 3 hours run time yesterday, 1 hour for lunch and 2 hours to make supper and boil water. Yes, so we can have it and make the Kool-Aid. Yes, so that warmed up the house. And oh yes, welder time. See, I got my list done. All right, so we did that. So yeah, yesterday was a day on mini power. Yes, the mini power source with the inverter, and life is normal for us. And then we quit early because we were hiding in the shop sorting nuts and bolts. You don't realize how much money we've saved. Yes, but it'll have no resale value at my estate sale. They'll buy the little containers and whatever for $1, like my dad did and his father before him. He went to auction sales and they dragged home junk. I'm so glad I live at the end of the world. We can't go to auctions and drag home junk. I have limited the projects we're doing. Haven't dragged anything home since what, 2018, I think it was. That was the last project we dragged home. We are working on finishing these and getting them done. We have the power, or we have the parts and everything. We could get them fairly close to being done. And there goes Jack, sound bombing the video. He's up there somewhere. As soon as I come out with the, the stick, he's come out of his nest. I don't know what he's doing. All right, there's one full rotation, and we did it. All right, let's go walk the dogs, and we got to air their blankets out before it starts raining because we didn't do it yesterday because it was raining. So they're confused. So they actually think it's Sunday today, whereas on Sundays we do the doggy blankets, but it's actually Monday. Oh, confusion, like Father's Day here in WHO-ville. Oh, my. Well, I better go. Here comes the boss because it's a Monday.
Monday morning in WHO-ville. It's almost 10 a.m. and as you can see, it's still pretty cloudy out here right now, but it hasn't rained since last night. So let's head inside and let the dogs out. Then I can make breakfast at 1 p.m. I'll head over to the kingdom and see what my dad's up to today. We're actually supposed to get some more rain, but you never know. Anything could happen.
Okay, 11 o'clock in the kingdom, and I shoveled out the wood stove. Yes, the wood stove, and I closed the lid. Yes, because we're getting ready for more rain to come. We're supposed to get rain by the end of the week, and I'm trusting the forecast now because this is the start of the rainy season. So we brought in some fresh firewood. Yes, some toothpick trees, and we emptied out the box trailer here. I don't know if you can see it right there. So it's empty. So when the loader's up and going this week, we can change it out and put a wood tote in there. Yes, so we had the welder going for half an hour, 30 minutes exactly. So we had to get everything well planned. So while the welder was running, you fill the dog dish with water and you chop up the pallets and the wood for the wood stove. Also too, we had to do it out here because it's only one extension cord length to the welder, and if you go 2 extension cords, when this saw starts jamming or dragging in the wood, it pops the 15 amp breaker. Just a minor detail, but the breaker's also 30 years old. So over here we had a vision last night. Yes, and it wasn't thanks to Jack Daniels. All right, so the biggest problem with the welder inside the box is there's no air movement. Okay, and also too, the 38 GMC had the battery under the floorboards for a 6-volt system. We improved it and upgraded it, and we had a 12-volt down there. We never liked it, and we knew we were putting the service box on, so it came back here. So all right, so now it's in the winter time. You can't get the truck started, but the welder will start in there because it's out of the wind and everything like that. So a welder you would usually start. So how do you boost the welder in there? I mean, how do you boost from the welder in there over to the truck? Well, here's we go. We cut a hole. Yes, and also too, that's for the booster cables to come through. They had a little fan heater on the other side, and they blew heat into this part because remember, this is a linesman tool service box, not a welder or mechanics. So there's everything set up for the linesmen. So they put their specialty tools here across the other side. So we marked it out. We cut it out with the plasma cutter. Now we can have air movement. So if the welder's running, open these doors and we should have air movement. Also too, with the welder running, we're going to warm up in here. So the tools will be warm up front here too in the winter. We have to think of that. And I think I got green fuzzy stuff growing on my battery cables. Of course, it's like stuff in the fridge I'm finding. Oh my. All right, and then of course we did the cutting with the Pro Point 38 Plus from Princess Auto. And it was great fun because we're in there cutting around. Somebody put a gas line in there now, so it was kind of dangerous. No, it wasn't. We were totally in control. That's why we cut it from this side going that way instead of cutting it from the other side going this way. It would have been easier to cut, but we got the hole in there. And of course, the small grinder's broken, so we can't buff it up. Oh well, we'll have to worry about that at a later date. But let's see if we can continue on before the rains come. And it looks like we'll be, how would you say, rushing the tools back inside the shop because it looks like it's going to rain. Okay, lunchtime in the kingdom and we have the service truck welder running. Haha, there, that's the proof to the boss. We worked a little late. Alright, so we brought in the grinders that have the trigger problems. So after when it starts raining, we can take them apart to see if they're all the same trigger. Yes, that way we order one trigger to fix 3 grinders. Yes, and we'll walk outside and I'll show the world that we have that welder running and the hole we cut in the firewall or the divider wall. So now we got heat moving, which is good.
12 p.m. and I'm just getting ready to make lunch. Today I'll be having a peanut butter sandwich with cheese, crackers, and pickles. I'm not that hungry. I had a big breakfast. As you can see, it's still pretty cloudy out here right now, but no rain has come down. So let's head inside and let the dogs out, then I can make lunch. 1 p.m. and I'm just finishing up lunch. Looks like I don't have to go to the kingdom at all today. My dad is just playing around with a few things in the yard. So I'm going to get the power source started to charge up the batteries for the inverter. I've had the inverter going since about 7 this morning, and this is the first time I've had to charge it.
Okay, after lunch in the kingdom, and we did everything with this welder here. It seems to be louder, but then again, it's got that straight pipe and everything like that. All right, so we got it all marked out here. Well, we can see that. Operating instructions: remove the exhaust cover, turn gas on, fuel pump wired to master switch. Yeah, so it worked out very well, very pleased. And we put the air cleaner back together so it's sucking air off the motor, not how would you say, the paper filter hanging out in the open. All right, let's walk around here. All right, so once this thing got running, you could feel the heat coming out of here like you wouldn't believe. You can still feel it now. Can you feel that, Les Nessman? Yes, so there's a lot of heat. So having that open will give us air movement, and we're very pleased. Also too, according to Google, and I checked it several times, this is 255 liters of gasoline. It doesn't seem like it's bigger than a 45-gallon drum or a 205-liter barrel, but it is. So I wrote on it the date, and I marked down there which valve is which, so you kind of got an idea. Okay, and the reason why we don't paint it is we don't have any paint. Yes, we haven't had a shipment from the south since what, May, when the staff went out and did some shopping, and we're waiting for Sir Rodney to ship the pallet that was supposed to come May long weekend, but it was canceled due to the fact that it was May long weekend and Johnny G was on holidays right after May long weekend, and then we got evacuated. So Sir Rodney's waiting to send it up. So hopefully once we got the rains now, hopefully they'll open the road and then Johnny G will be hauling freight regularly and we can get our pallet of goodies. Also too, oh yeah, over here, I got my wood ready. Yes, for when it rains. So it's just like in the winter, got barrels, wheelbarrows, and the wagon's full of wood, just like if it's December in the kingdom. But oh well, this is a fact of life up here, better than fires. Okay, I cleaned the battery cables and closed it all up because it's going to rain any time, and that's so too. I brought the 41 Chevy 4x4 up close to the shop, and I made sure the door was closed because if I parked it over there and then I start working on it and it would start raining, and then what? I can't shut the door. I learned, yes. All right, so today we're going to work on this. I have 30 minutes left on the mini power source. I have the lights on in the shop here. Okay, because I'm charging the batteries so I can be in the shop working on the workbench. All right, so I have 30 minutes. Yes, just like on my honeymoon. That's all I was allowed. Okay, so over here, back in 2021, 22 I think it was, or 21 for sure, we were getting all these crappy master cylinders. So what we're doing is old style hot rodding. You take the parts from the cars at the auto wreckers and you start bolting it on. This truck was originally built in 1999 with the help of my dad. We played Junkyard Wars. Everybody remembers that. So then we had the international motor in it. It's an actual international frame with a Chevy cab on it. And then we gave up on these axles. The international axles were junk. It was easier to put the axles from a 86 Chevy Suburban. It came from Wisconsin. Yes, so that's how we got this. We got the Chevy driveline, and I think that's even a Saginaw steering box on an IH truck, okay? So then we started doing everything the same, okay? So all the trucks have the aluminum radiator from eBay, and we made their own rad cradles and everything like that. So we made it for this one too, keeping it all the same. So we were having major brake problems and we couldn't figure it out. This truck has the disc brakes, which we've noted on here, but for off-roading and stuff, I don't think this will ever be road legal. We don't think we need the proportioning valve. It was plumbed in originally without the proportioning valve, and then we had lots of brake problems, okay? And it turned out that these master cylinders, okay, we're getting junk ones. So once we bought one, found out it worked, we ordered them all the same. So we have them all right here, and everything's been marked on it. So this is the last one of the V8 trucks, so we have to change over to this master cylinder. Get rid of all this proportioning valve crap, because that creates problems, like when you say I do. Yeah, so that'll be today's project. And then, because these things been sitting here for almost 2 years to get changed out, so I gotta finish this and get these master cylinders changed out. And then I've done better than my father and his father before him. I have finished a project. Okay, 3 o'clock coffee and we got it done. Yes, we got it done. That turned out very well. Very pleased. Yes, and the flaring turned out very well. We had to do one over. I didn't like the presentation and when it came out of the flaring tool. Okay, so back in 1999, we wrecked a 78 Chevy van. This is the steering column and brake foot or brake pedal mechanism, and that's the power booster. That was just put into this truck just right quick or whatever, and it's wrong. Yes, it's wrong because it's not straight. Look at this. You can see it here. It's pointing that way. So it made a note there in 2022. You got to cut it and push it back in this way. Yeah, it's just a minor detail. But the thing is, we're having fun. And we're improving the product even after all these years. Oh, there's a helicopter. I don't know where he is. Oh, he's right there. Probably out inspecting to see how wet the forest is. Yes, the forest fires. All right, let's go have some coffee. And then after coffee, we can look at this shock down here, because it's got a high-speed wobble when you drive it. So maybe we need to replace that shock. It could be worn out after all these years. Okay, 4:30 in the kingdom, and it's my lucky day. Yes, my lucky day. Hopefully one of the local ladies comes over with matching underwear. All right, there's no resistance on the shock, which goes on the steering to keep it from, how would you say, flopping around or whatever, wobbles. So there's nothing. It's nothing. Like you just push on it and there's no resistance, okay? So I went to the trailer number 7, and there's an assortment of shocks. So there's one shock, fully extended, which is exactly the same as this one, but it's kind of different, and it's an air shock. It's a Delco gentle suspension or something. You can just barely read it there. All right, so I put it on. Yeah, started the motor, and the power steering belt squealed when I turned the wheel. I went that way, and then I came back this way. It squealed the whole time, so that means there's resistance in that shock. All right, so now we got the part number off of here, right down there. Now we know what the thing needs when the money tree blossoms. Also too, that turned out a lot better. There's no sense getting fancy, and the staff will have to come over tomorrow to bleed the brakes on this truck and the 45 Chevy, because we changed that master cylinder. Now these master cylinders are all done. They're all the same, and they can be improved drastically as we, work on them and get the money tree blossoming. This summer has sucked. And get that firewall so that master cylinders moved over quite a bit. But this wasn't planned. This was just a fun truck we built in 1999. It wasn't supposed to last this long, and it's still going. All right, let's see what else we can do before the boss finds us. Okay, when living off grid like we're doing now for what, 18 days or 19? Is it 19? I don't know. I better check the calendar. I don't know. I'm confused. Yes. Plus, I'm retired, so I don't pay attention to damn times or dates. All right. So we had to get organized to start the welder. So the welder was running. We used it for a short time, right? So we didn't start the welder, wander around, gather the pieces and stuff like that like we did in the past. But now we can't get fuel or whatever, guys. Welcome to the end of the world. So I got my plywood out, had my saw ready over there, and look at that, I got wood stove scraps. Yes, I had the grinder set up here to grind the piece, and it went out good. I took this upon myself to start this project late in the day because I was getting organized, because the 38 Maple Leaf and the 46 Chevy have to have the floorboards and the electrical done, and they're the same. So if you're doing one truck, we'll do the other. That's why they were parked in the shop for what, 2 years, and they never worked on them. So that's the plan. But this truck doesn't have the service box or whatever on the deck. That's where the battery will be. So I had this piece over in the steel shed. It was actually for holding a 100-pound propane tank on the side of a truck when we did some plastic pipe fusing back in the day. So I'd used all the straight pieces out of it. I just had the base, so I kind of booger welded it onto the frame where the battery cables end. Yes, because that's where the battery will be in the service box. Okay, so now tomorrow, because I got it laying things out, getting organized. So tomorrow we can start working on both trucks as long as it's not raining, because all we're doing is playing with wires, so there won't be much electrical involved. So that means we won't be having to run the welder. And also too, this thing here will be good for banging my knee on it until I put the running board on. But also too, I kept it down low because we got to fix the back of the cab. You can see the booger welds coming through as I fixed the back of the cab back in 2011, I think, when the truck arrived. This truck was in sad shape, but that's why it's a long time project, but it's a family heirloom. Yes, I rode around in this truck in my poopy diaper back in the day. All right, let's put the tools away and we can call it a day. That'll please the boss. Oh, these lips.
5 p.m. and I just finished organizing the basement and getting stuff ready for whenever we start cutting firewood in the kingdom. Then I can bring some here and stack it in the basement for my wood stove. If it gets too cold out there, I can always connect my chimney pipe and start up the wood stove, but it's been pretty nice in the house. I don't need to yet. Now let's head inside and let the dogs out. Then I can start the welder up to make supper and end my day.
Okay, we're done for the day, and Grandpa would be pleased because this looks like Barnes Freighters back in the day, 1930 to 1952. These Chevy trucks were his popular trucking outfit. That's what he liked the most, especially the Maple Leaf, because it was the heavy-duty Canadian Chevy. Yes, he liked the Maple Leaf. And look at the trucks. Yes, it's hard to believe the Black Fleet is up and running, and they were all in pieces, what, about 5 years ago. All right, let's see what the flags are doing. We had a sunny day. I don't know where the rains came. It's kind of warming up. Hopefully the house warmed up too. And look at the flags. They're in a, how would you say, limp state, tangled mess. Oh, well. Let's go walk the dogs, make a video, and relax. Because we only have so much, how would you say, power time left today. Because we used it up, how would you say, drying the clothes and everything, or fluffing the dog blankets. Oh, living off grid is hard. You have to be so organized. All right, talk to you later.